year I've
Do you need
been.
to move a little more? Or
I think that's fine.
Okay.
This last year I've just been such a cunt.
No.
And so I'm trying to uncuntify myself.
Well, hey, at least that's the first step to anything. You realize the things, like the patterns we do, and you're like, you know what, I should probably like change that, and then you work on it, and that's like a milestone compared to people who just live in denial. You're just like, I'm just gonna be a total prick, and that's fine. I'm not saying you're being a prick or anything, because you're definitely not a prick. But you know, some people, like I have those friends. I have one in particular. I'm not gonna say his name, but.
Martin.
God damn it, dude. Martin, yes. Martin, fucking get your shit together. Get your act going.
Martin, who once told me he gets angry when prostitutes tell him that he has to go wash his hands. Okay, continue.
Wait, are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hey.
Is his real name really Martin?
No.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
like, I
no.
just guessed that.
Yeah, no.
But I know a guy named Martin, and
Is
you
he
know
shit?
a guy named Martin.
I know Martin, but he's fine.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Wait, so what were you saying?
Oh, what was I saying? I was just talking about, like, people that, because you were saying that, like, over the last year, you were feeling like you had some resentment shit that you wanted to get over. If it was, like, political sphere or whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't just that. There was, like, a bunch of different
Bunch of
things. But
stuff.
just definitely, like, resentment's, like, such a stupid emotion. Or it's a waste of energy.
It can be, but I think it's all as far as whole spectrum emotions, they're all important, but like having one go too much is the problem. It could be a problem.
Okay.
It can like vary in any kind of situation, but especially but resentment is definitely like if you put too much attention to that, that's like that's a downward spiral.
Yeah.
And it leads to other stuff like depression and all kinds of stuff, all those things. But there's probably a reason why it's there, and that's what should probably be addressed. But then done like in a positive, I guess. I'm not a psychologist.
No.
That's not
Dude.
assuming. It's not advice.
No, give advice, man.
But yeah, I totally agree with you, and I've had the same issue, especially over like probably the last 5 years. I find myself like having resentment, like just pop out, especially if it was just small shit. Let's say like someone has something really cool happen. My first thought might be like, that's awesome, and it usually is. There would be some times where it'd be like, motherfuckers, and I'm like, wait, what is that? That's weird. I shouldn't. So like, yeah, I think over time, when you start working on trying to get rid of a resentment and or those negativities, it becomes less, and then like hopefully we just become better selves, but respect ourselves. Because
Well, it's really true, man. Like there's a band called the Neon Trees, and they're like the band that got famous from like the one band from Utah, like when I was there, that got like famous. Like I played like shows together a couple times. I think like whatever, but I remember like when they first got signed or like first were blowing up, I was like, fuck that, like, fuck these guys. But now like it's like a genuine like. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think the guy's like super cool, and super nice, and like, but it was this thing where I really like did. Yeah, and I guess I have to just apply what I did with the Neon Trees to like what to more of the political.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, but he was just like staring at me like real intently, and his breath.
It's really bad.
Is coming right up here. But
he's got really bad breath. Yeah.
Welcome to the other host of this show.
Wait, let me make sure.
Harvey Keitel. That's his name. This is Harvey Keitel. That's why.
He kind of looks like a dog, Harvey Keitel. That's a really good analogy.
Oh.
But yeah, get down, Davey. Go here. Let me let you out. Jesus Christ!
I don't want to grab it.
Come on, Davey. Come here. You gotta go.
Is there gonna be an edit to that?
What?
I was just saying, are you gonna edit that part?
No. I like all this kind of stuff.
Alright, cool.
Oh, he's so loud.
So I was gonna like pull out the banjo and do an intermission.
Oh, that would have been awesome, dude. I got the banjo guy. I got the banjo guy. Gonna repair my banjo.
Nice.
Repair.
Should I like be like
Well,
into this, or do you like the
You
people?
be however you're comfortable, and I will adjust the camera accordingly.
I feel like I just don't want to do this too much.
Yeah, no, turn towards me, man.
Side-eye, but then I don't want to be like rubbing knees with you.
We
But
can
if we're
go
also-
knee to knee, man.
So if we're also like just like this way, where it's just like
Is this
our
everything will
profiles.
fit- Wait,
that,
hold on.
That might be.
Is this my face? I think
You're
that's
kinda-
my face.
You're kind of out of shot.
It's hard to
right?
see. I was
Okay.
just slapping my face.
Yeah.
Now you're at a shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna both be like.
This is like a chess game.
You should have like really close up.
This is way too
And
intimate,
just both our
dude.
faces from the side. Pure art.
This
Sorry.
is like,
Okay.
what is the Frost Nixon, dude? I'm like, what are you interrogating me? What did I do?
Where's the heat lamps?
Oh.
Okay. All right. Sorry,
Okay,
I'm
no.
disrupting the set.
Hold on,
The
we got
set.
this. Wait, but hold on.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking about what I did with like the resentment towards like success,
Mm-hmm.
towards like that, you know, someone getting that kind of success. And that was like a cool thing, like I remember it. And so now I have this like resentment, not about success, but about the amount of things I've done, like this kind of frustration. And what I realized to do with that is I just need to work like twice as hard. And then I have this like other resentment of like what's going on politically is like so insane. Like having our government work for Russia is crazy, and that's what I think's happening is that like at least the White House, and I'm sure a lot of people in Congress and Senate are like now like essentially under like fucking Russian control, and it's really weird, and it's like a situation I've never been in. I've been at like George Bush was the president, and he was like an evil guy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, there was never this idea of like the destabilization of America. Like that was never his cause. Like George Bush's cause, good or not, and not, of course, like because all of that stuff is awful. But his was an imperialistic cause, like a cause of like getting more resources, testing weapons, like getting oil, of course, like all sorts of things. Like it's all these different elements coming together.
Yeah.
But with this, it's like, well, we're gonna fuck America up. Like we're gonna destroy the laws and the media, and we're gonna like, we are going to fuck this motherfucker up. And I've never been a part of like a Molotov cocktail government, really. And it's just like,
it's interesting.
his whole thing for 2 years, and before that too, when he was like always on press about Obama not being American. I mean, it's all this kind of like destabilization, and I realized like, okay, well, it got to me, you know, and like last year it really got to me.
Well, I think
Like
that was
it
the
got
point.
to me. Yeah, and so that's what I mean. Like it worked, and so
works
that's
for
why
a lot of
this year I'm like really figuring like, okay, well, we're gonna vote, and hopefully our voting system's not so fucked up we can't switch the House and the Senate. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a situation we're gonna find out. So that's the point. It's like, okay, well, I've always had this theory. Like, what if I lived in a tyrannical government? Would I still find a way to be happy? And I think you should. I know that sounds arrogant, but I think you should. I think that's like a good thing. And happiness isn't like skipping and joy. You know, so it's like, okay, well, now I'm here, and I'm in this situation where it's like really, you know, more so than ever. And a guy who's like trying to get a parade and all this kind of stuff. Like all this stuff that's like real life crazy shit. And like you read about what a cult leader does, like all the tenets of a cult leader, and he's like those tenets. And but at the same time, you know, I'm almost done. Like I was listening to Duncan Trussell talk to Wayne Coyne from the Flaming Lips, and he was talking about like how life's like a meal, and like you can only eat one meal at a time. You can only like watch one movie at a time, sleep in one bed at a time. So like if you're not enjoying that time, you're fucked up. And so when I say like I wasted so much of last year, it was like pent up things about getting things done faster than I wanted them to get done instead of enjoying the time. And then also this like political anger, and it's like all culminated into me like not being present, which is like the fucking point. You think about like a year, even if you live to be 100, that a dollar, you only have $100 and you give a homeless guy $1, that's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
You know, so if I give like 80 cents to, you know, to like bullshit, and so I'm really trying to be more cognizant of like how I'm spending my energy. Like I was talking about upstairs, just like how interesting it was today, like how much harder it was for me to meditate because I ate so much shitty food. I think I had a part of it, but it's like it was so much harder to meditate this morning. And I can just tell that I'm like more agitated. It's just an interesting thing, but I mean, I think that's part of life. You're gonna have like more, you know, different moods or whatever, but not to lose sight of the bigger picture, which I think it really fucking happened for sure. Okay, that was like my 5-minute speech.
I totally agree with you. As far as individualism, because there's like that fine line where it's like, you want to be like still like there for people and stuff, and I just be like all about me, but like you want to also be empowering yourself, so you gotta like find that like sweet spot. So where you're like, I'm taking care of myself, and I'm not gonna let like, but there's issues in the world, but I need to care about them, but I'm not gonna be like, so, you know what I mean? Like you have to like find that sweet spot where you care about issues in the world and try to help in any like impact you can, even if it's small. It's still a good impact because it was like ripple, I guess that's what they say.
Well, even and what about the people around you? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
and
those people too. And it's
too.
like, well,
yeah, you want to affect especially the people around you, like in a positive. And but yeah, the politically stuff, like I haven't been affected too much, but I noticed there was in times where I get like my outrage. I can feel like the trigger stuff, and there's like crazy stuff that the new administration's done for sure. As far as like the Russian story, that's a little wishy-washy with me, especially what because I've been doing some of this stuff, research too for the podcast, because we do a conspiracy stuff. Well, my angle, Ben, the co-host.
High Weirdness.
High Weirdness. Check it out if you like. He does a lot of like just funny stuff and like movies and wrestling. Like that's like his autism. He's you know.
Yeah. He's like a total
Just so I try to blow his mind, which half the time doesn't even work. He doesn't.
You're like an angel and a devil.
Yeah,
it's like a really good combo.
Oh, thanks.
And this is great, Henry. Just to introduce, like, I mean,
hello.
You can see in the whatever way you got this, his name is in the title, like the first thing.
Yeah.
So
that is I. Also, but yeah, no, but like.
But I hope not. I mean, I hope it is. I mean, I know that's so fucked up, but I would rather like. I still want to live in Rome, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's fucked up. There's a Rome.
Yeah.
But I still want to live in
I know.
number one. Like, I don't want to fucking.
But this is the thing. I totally agree with you on like him being a cult of personality and all this stuff. And there could be Russian stuff, but like as far as any of the evidence right now, it got really messy just recently because there was a dossier. I don't know if you probably have heard about the whole dossier thing, right? This is Christopher Steele, which is a great name for a spy. Christopher Steele dossier. It's like who's writing this shit? I'm pretty sure it's AI at this point. This is all fucking fake. And then they're just triggering us with like the social media. And that was like half of it. It's like they're purposely making us mad to divide us. But this is the thing. The system's been corrupt for a long time. Yeah. And Trump is a symptom of it, but he's not exactly. He was actually. It was almost made perfectly for him, especially the administration is leaving out the last three, especially how much stuff they've made go into play with giving more power to our president. It just like set it up for him really nice. He's like, thanks, Obama. Especially if there's a few things Obama did too. Not in a slat against him, but like there was changes in the executive powers that made it basically much easier for Trump to do stuff he's doing now.
For sure, yeah.
They are all corrupt in their own way, except maybe Dennis Kucinich. He doesn't really like strike. He just like carries around tea bags. He might not be a threat, but you know that this is how the system is built. It's built to like make money and pay off politicians, and there's just like it's systematically built to feed very well for parasitic activities. That's all I'm gonna say on that, and it's like it's just funny is that the point we're at right now is there's this, and I know a lot of it has to do with the internet and just how more connected, like doing shows like you're doing and I'm doing and everyone else, where people get to talk and hear all different point of views, and it's just not coming out of the main media sources, which is a CIA op. Okay, I'm just saying, if you look at Project Mockingbird, it tells you all there, go ahead and look it up. A lot of media sources are set up to be talking heads for CIA narratives, and that's part of the CIA's thing, is controlling civilizations. That's part of their mission plan. So, if you look into more and more how the structures are built, you realize it's a fucking shitstorm and a mess. And now it's like come to the pin, or the head on the pin. It's really in focus now. Like, we see it, everyone sees it, and it's making everyone mad. But it's been building up to that for since after World War II especially. And if you look at all the stuff we started doing after World War II, it gets really interesting. There's lots of Nazis that came over here, and so when people are worried about dumb KKK tiki torch wearing or carrying guys, the real monsters, the real Nazis have been always very comfortable out pretty much in the open. They don't carry around the the mustache or the swastika or anything, but the ideologies, those never went away. The Nazis didn't really technically lose the war. They lost their image, but they moved all over the world, and a lot of them came here. Scientists and even Wernher von Braun, is that I'm saying his name right? Started NASA. He was a high-ranking Nazi official. Said a lot of crazy shit. And there's eugenics program stuff that's installed in America. There's Nazi stuff, but that's where we see shifts. They're oh, look at these Nazis. I'm yeah, but what about the ones that are really scary, comic book villain Nazis? Whew, I'm sorry. And Trump might be a part of that. That might be part of it. And that's scary as fuck. But we gotta also remember Clinton. She made the whole comment about black kids being predators, super predators. That wasn't that long ago. The Clintons built up the industrial prison complex to its maximum, and now that we have that issue forever. And it's all these fuckers. They're all fuckers, and it sucks. And what do we do?
It's so insane. I mean, and Chris Rock has that joke about it, but it is so insane. You just lock people up for getting high, and it's whatever it is. It's
it's built
to smoke crack, that you shouldn't smoke crack.
No.
But you shouldn't go to jail for it.
No, but
not the proper place. You steal something to smoke crack, you should go to jail because you stole something.
Yeah, because for that crime, not for the crack.
Maybe even I don't know. It's just
it's built to be
exactly.
Slavery.
So
they could do slavery, and
it was the transfer of slavery.
Yeah, totally.
It was okay, well, we're used to having black people do free labor. Mm-hmm. Switched it over to the prison and industrial complex. For sure.
And it's really it's a criminal system, but it's set up for two tiers. So if you're rich enough, you can get away with crimes, no problem. You can do most of any crime and get away with it. I mean, you could look at many examples. I'm not going to bring them up, but then it's poor people, everyone else. They get fucked. They get fucked hard in that system. And I've been in a couple times, and I admit I wasn't happy, proud that I went through, when I was a kid once, and then when I just turned into an adult, I fucked up and had less than a bowl of weed on me, and somehow that made me a real super predator, and I had to go to jail for 3 days, and court, and $10,000 later with DUI, and it's just and now it's fine. I wouldn't even, I wasn't even driving under the influence. They just gave me the DUI just because I had the possession. I had to plead to it if I didn't want to get buff. It was a real fucking. So the system's broken, and it's been for a long time. But I'll say this on the positive, all the stuff that we're becoming aware of. I think now it's gonna get so broken it can only get fixed. It's done. You can't. So after Trump's gone, I can only see it getting better and whoever gets elected, or if it becomes a reform, I don't know. But other than that, we headed to a military state like North Korea. I don't know. It's like I think a little bit of that is not. I think that's a little bit of a possibility. At the same time, I don't think that was because I think that plan was already being put in place. But then like Trump was kind of like a black swan event. And I think he works for some part of the deep state. And I'm sorry I'm using that term. I know a lot of people are like, oh, we say deep state. A, you're not, or you're probably alt-right. But I was like, no, it's not that. Just hold on. I'm sorry I'm ranting like crazy. And, but where was I going with that? Oh, so yeah, like I feel like, what's the best way I could put it? Redundancy program came into the powers that be. They wanted to clean house a little bit. And they're probably just as bad on the other side. But this whole like white hats, black hats thing, like I don't really see that. But yeah, it's crazy. We're probably gonna be in North Korea like by the end of or beginning of next year, I would guess.
A North Korea?
Yeah, doing Syria possibly too because I just read something where on RT News, sorry, Russian news, but the RT's actually been a good source for a few years, but now it's not okay because you know, all this stuff about Russia. But it was a chemical attack that was being it was leaked some information where that they wanted to do a chemical attack to try to get U.S. intervention in there, which almost happened a few years ago before, if you remember the Syrian like gas thing. I think it was in Syria. Oh God, I'm not really savvy. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. But anyways, we almost went to war a few years ago because there was Syrian gas and they were trying to blame it on the government there of Syria, I believe. They're saying that he attacked some people. He denied, like, he was like, this didn't happen, it wasn't me. But then there was some information recently that showed that possibly it was a false flag in the sense some other elements, fraction in the government, might have done that to try to make him look bad, so U.S. would come in there, take him out, and like it's all this fucking Game of Thrones shit. And that's a lot of it too right now. There's just so much Game of Thrones. Like, it's the real deal.
Well, I hope we still have a democracy next year. That would be nice.
Yeah, no, I think we'll be okay though, because most of us are good people. Even people in the government are like, there's like a lot of good people. They don't have a lot of power, but there's like cogs in the wheel, just like all of us. But like the psychopaths, man, they're like, they're getting their A game on out lately.
Yeah, I mean, I think like Trump's a way worse person than most of the people that are around him.
Yeah.
You know, so that's like at least somewhat.
He's definitely a narcissist. That's like he hits high on that like sociopathic narcissism.
What's up with this is an animal episode?
I know, this is a great.
Hey, kitty.
I'm okay with kitty. So.
Yeah, your breath doesn't smell bad.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go on that whole like weird dark.
No, go on it.
But like,
do it.
I was just saying like,
shit's
weird right now. We're all feeling the blunt of it. It sucks. Like it's me depressed sometimes. But like you were saying, we gotta get positive. So what are we gonna do as a positive?
What are we gonna do as a positive?
Yeah.
Pet kitty.
Exactly. So I think that gives you like a little bump of chemicals in the brain.
Yeah. Go to Greg. Go see Greg.
So how you been, John? I haven't like seen you in a while. Like, what's going on?
I'm good. I mean, I think the worst thing I've kind of talked to you about just right now about like, you know, really just being kind of agitated.
Right.
But that was more like last year. I've been like doing better recently.
Good.
But I'm doing good. I mean, it's really weird to. I don't know, I'm just sort of setting up. I have a lot of goals and things. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to, like, you know, going back to that whole Wayne Coyne quote about, like, eating the meal and not, like, eating the meal and thinking about the next meal or whatever.
Yeah. Like,
that was, like, something that was really stark when I finished my last album. I was like, okay, I need to really find a way to be productive, but also.
That's the other thing, dude. You're like super productive, and when you're like saying you were saying earlier, I didn't feel like I was doing much for that year, but like you've doing a lot of music, and like the fact you've made 9 albums at this point is more than most people could ever do without having like a team of fucking like producers and stuff. It's amazing.
Thanks,
like,
man.
Yeah, like so. I just wanted you to know that like that's an awesome accomplishment. And like even doing this and just being a good person too, because you're like one of the best people I know. Like that's just hands down.
Dude, thanks, man. This is awesome. This is the best conversation
It's true.
ever.
John White is like the nicest person. Like when I first met him, I was actually a little suspicious first. Like, why is he so nice? Because you don't meet that. You don't see that very often. Like people generally like that, like chipper too. Great attitude. So yeah.
Thanks,
Sorry.
man. Well, I kind of feel. That's what I mean. Is like I feel like that was like kind of. I felt like that was. The last year, yeah, definitely like 2017. Like I felt like me dimming my light, and it's like fuck. I need to like figure that shit out because it's really bad to do. There's no reason to.
Some of it could have been out of control because there was like some astrological stuff going on for the last year, and even right now we're sinking into another one. And it's just, I've just been paying attention to that, and there's some, sounds woo-woo, I'm sorry, but there's some stuff that, like, lines up after the fact. I'm just like, yeah, I know I can get you woo-woo with you.
Well, I want to get woo-woo because I think there's, like, when I think about, like, when we first met, and that area of my life, and, like, when I first got into magic, and, like, first read, like, Grant Morrison's The Filth, and first did that stuff.
That's actually was one of our talking points when we first met. We brought up Grant Morrison.
Well, I saw like you have your tattoo, which is like the eye and the triangle, right? Mm-hmm. Is that what it's called?
It's an enneagram, like the 9-pointed star. But yeah, there's an eye.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it is an eye of a triangle, but like it's got the.
No, but you have the. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I saw it, and I think I said, like, do you listen to Robert Anton Wilson? Something like that.
Oh, maybe that was it. That's the first thing you brought up, Robert, probably.
Yeah, I think so. Or something like that, and we started talking and stuff. But, like, at that point, I was, like, super open. Mm-hmm. Like, super, like, open. And then, like... And just to give, like, a little bit of background of magic to people, like... Do you have, like, for me is, like, magic's kind of in where, like, imagination, intention, it meets, like, action. Mm-hmm. And it's, like, a way of, like, framing things, but it was a way of, like, hearing, like, Grant Morrison's Disinfocon talk, where he was, like, talking about, like, that fucking blew my mind. And like, him talking about, like, McDonald's is magic, and the way they use music, and the way they use their symbols, and that's magic. And, like, maybe, I don't know, I would love to hear anything you have to say about it, because I...
Oh, well, on the spot, but...
I don't know,
like, that's great that you remembered that we start off talking about Robert, which right now I feel like it sucks he's not alive, because it's, like, perfect for him right now what's going on in the world. And just, like, maybe I should read some of his books again, just to get a refresher on the whole, like, maybe logic, because just how, like, inundated we are with these, like, this is how things are.
You're so
this
right.
This is reality, right?
Yeah.
This is the reality of things. Like, all these things are these talking points where it's like, this is it. And it's like, wait, Robert always said, like, maybe. And the whole idea was reality tunnels. It's like, we all have our own perceptions, so technically nothing is, like, what it seems. And, that's like part of magical thinking, and that's like for me, and I think for you too, that probably like started a lot of our journey and being open, especially like practicing like a couple things here and there. You're like, whoa, that shit worked. That shouldn't work. Like all rationality like fucking goes out the window once you have your first like magical experience, or synchronicities too, I would say. And but yeah, no, what else wanted you go on? Oh, actually, since you brought up Disinfo, have you been paying attention to Disinfo lately? They're like complete shit.
Are they?
It's awful. Like, I think
it's like new guys, right?
Yeah, like I found out recently.
Because Richard, what's the guy's name?
Metzger. I think
he does another site now, right?
Yeah, he doesn't own it. He sold it, and I think it's this guy Thad McCracken that owns it. Oh yeah, that's his real name. Oh, Thad. Let me tell you about Thad McCracken, which me and the wife have called Butt Hands McCracken. And she actually came up with the name. Like, that's brilliant. Like, we like managed him with like actual butts as hands, and there's like farting as he's talking because he's a total douche. I'm sorry, Thad, if this ever gets to you and you can like try to shinny curse me or whatever chaos magic. He's a total douche, and like it's like so it's like a big. It's not Disinfo. Like Disinfo was a great publication for a long time. It gave us great things from Grant and other cultists, but now it's just like totally like. This seems like propaganda, and I'm like actually questioning. I'm like, are you guys being funded by the CIA? Because there's just some stuff that's like. It's a little questionable, or like just changing the narrative of conspiracy and the magic culture. Like you're like, oh, I see this thing, it's getting popular, but I want to control it. So they kind of like have. Maybe I'm going on a tangent.
No.
But this Butt Hands McCracken, total douchebag. He thinks he talks to interdimensional aliens and is probably on his way to start a sex cult. Like he talks like a cult member. He sounds a lot like. Someone wants to, I think he has a church. He was like, last time I heard him talking, he was like, oh, I'm trying to, make my church. And he like does his duck lips. This is fucking shitty asshole face. I'll have to show you after the show. Like
anyone that wants to make a church is creep as fuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like that's like your number one sign of a creep.
Yeah.
Number one sign of a creep who wants to get laid.
Yep.
They want to start a religion.
Yep.
That's why, like, Jesus and Buddha didn't start a religion. People, like, started a religion about them.
Yep.
So it's like, they weren't, like...
It's the irony,
getting their fuck on all the... I mean, maybe they were getting their fuck on all the time, but,
they might have had a few fucks on, but...
like, it wasn't the... when people just started, it's such a power move.
Yeah, it's like, are they trying to mind control people, or are they actually trying to free people to, like... Because
what's the difference? Like Russell Brand. Sorry, no.
Yeah, no. Go ahead.
But just like he's like a Jesus figure in that people go to him.
Yeah.
Like he just started talking or being a certain way, and like people flocked to him. Yeah. And that's kind of how I imagine. Like, I mean, I'm not.
He looks like Jesus too.
Yeah, but like it's like whereas like someone that goes like, oh, people don't flock to me. Let me say let me say this thing that's crazy. And I'm gonna get that attention by like inventing it. What were you saying? I didn't mean to interrupt. I did mean to interrupt, but it was
no. I wanted to hear what you had to say about Russell Brand.
But I didn't mean to in a rude way, if you know what I mean.
No, never. Yeah, no. Actually, it's funny you said that because like I was like listening to him at work last night, talk to Sam Harris, and that was like a mess of a podcast. It wasn't bad, but it was like there was definitely some issues they were having going at it. But yeah, Jesus, man, like Buddha, like I think. That's the other thing about churches, though. Like, I think if you're a church, the only way it's going to be a good church is if it's like it's a subgenius where it's not a church, it's kind of like a joke, or like the Spaghetti Monster church, right?
Yeah.
Or a church where it's like, oh, here we're a church, but we don't actually meet each other. We don't really correspond. It's more about
Or like, what's the Discordian Pope thing?
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You could be a pope. Discordianism, if you look into that, it's really funny. But you can declare anyone a pope.
Like you're all declared a pope.
Yes, do it now. Declare them as popes.
You do it.
I don't remember the whole like. Should I look it up? There's a saying.
All right.
But we'll do it by the end of the show. We'll declare everyone a pope officially. We'll look it up.
Because I gotta pass. Because it's like you're the authority.
Yeah.
Of your.
Exactly. You're the master makes the grass green, is like Robert would say.
So true. And so that's kind of going back, like, I was so freaking ready and open, right? And I was like doing magic and like doing this stuff. And then I took that. I mean, we talked about this because you're like the guy. I came to like you and your wife and like really needed you guys' help after this happened. But like, I took that shit that wasn't acid. It's about 6 years ago now. So like, and I thought it was, and it was like shit, So it was just like morning seed, whatever.
Okay.
But it just like affected my eyesight a little bit. Not like a ton, but like
weird, like
and I went
distortion or something. Kind
of.
Or,
like, and I mean, I know, and I talked to you guys about it, and it has gotten better, definitely, like since then. But it was like this thing where I just went, and I was like. It was like a stupid thing too, because I was like, I'm finally gonna take acid, and then I'm gonna be cured. Like I'm finally gonna be cured of like the human condition and somehow still be human. Like I really thought that. I was like, I've done weed and mushrooms for a few years, blah blah blah. I'm finally at this point. I've been doing all this magic. I've been doing all this like spiritual stuff. I'm gonna take this and this is gonna be like the thing that like blows my mind. And as like, you know, the best laid plans or whatever, that opposite happened, and I got into like a really, really dark depression, deep depression, because I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, what? Why? It's like, oh, it was more than anything. It was like I got all these ice squigglies, you know, like the ice squigglies you see.
Yeah.
Like I got a ton of them. Whereas like before, I just had like a normal amount, and I woke up that next day, and there was just like, you know, fill. And so there's like things, and then there was like going to that resentment. So maybe that was like a planting of a seed. And so I stopped kind of like doing magical things. I still did it in a musical way, but I was kind of like, oh, again, I know this is illogical, but I think this was my emotional feelings of like, oh, this is because I went down this road. So I'm gonna like just make art, and I've always thought it. I mean, once you see the framing of magic and alchemy, like using your vocal cords and the guitar and your tongue and everything, like the alchemy of everything, creating like a music and all the influences before, and the people that invented the guitar and the people that invented the structures of music and the 12 note things we use or whatever. Like when you get to that kind of point of thinking about magic, and like mindfulness is kind of like that, but when you get to that point of thinking, I don't know.
Yeah, you're totally making sense. I totally agree. It's like basically, I think you were saying is.
I've always thought of it as magic. Like I see it as magic, and so I was like, I'm still gonna do the regular magic, but I'm gonna not do this like more ceremonial stuff, which I love and I think is religious, and it's like a personal religion. It's a religion, not about other people. It's about a religion like you do with yourself, and like I really like it, and so I'm coming more back into that because I'm like not being afraid, just realizing I made a mistake, trusted someone I shouldn't have. They gave me something that wasn't what they said it was. I have more ice squigglies. Like, okay, like what am I gonna do? Be angry the rest of my life? So like, you know, but it took me like a couple years, and like luckily I was dating someone. I mean, not lucky for her, but she like really helped me out. It was like, and I don't know, it affected me in a really like deep way, like a deep depression. And I don't know if it was just the visual thing or whatever it was. I think it was just like a shame. Like, oh, I knew better. I told myself I should have only done weed and mushrooms, and like, you know, why didn't I wait till like I met the chemist or knew, you know, got it from like someone I could trust, and like, so I think there was like that resentment. So that's sort of like this beginning of like a closure, you know what I mean, or beginning of like this resentment seed, and then I think it's like slowly. I don't think it's consumed me. I don't think like I'm too far away. I couldn't come back. I'm like working on it now.
Good.
But that's sort of like something that I think about like with you and stuff. Like it's.
Well, I was gonna say, like when you were talking about that period in your life, maybe that was. This like may suck to hear, but like maybe that was actually an act of magic that needed to happen to set you on a certain course, you know what I mean? Because I feel like there's traumas and things. I'm not saying that traumas are good or it should happen, but they do happen to us, and it's part of the story, right? And then like hopefully we like take it in stride, and then, you know, go to be better instead of it having us pull us further into the dark. Like they're like Joseph Campbell style like myth story stuff.
Dude.
You know, like we meet the multi-headed snake monster, and if that's metaphor or literally, that'd be cool. I wish I would have had a giant multi-headed snake monster to fight to get past, like, you know, getting a better job or whatever it be, you know. That would have been probably a lot easier than like all the pain and struggle. But I mostly, as far as magic, I've been pretty armchair the last year or so. I haven't done too much. There was a couple of small things I did. I was trying really hard to get an ancestral altar thing going, and every time I was starting to build it or try to get the things to go to it, because you have to have like objects and stuff with your family. That's like the big thing about it, is you have to have like either pictures or things that they own and stuff like that, and they go part of your altar, and you try to basically build this connection to your DNA, and then like it's supposed to like cause a lot of good luck and other things. Like you start, it's like, because like a lot of cultures have ancestral like appreciation. You know, it seems to like magically, I'm sorry, science people are gonna be like, fuck this. It's true. Like there's some weird stuff that happens like on the flippity fly side, the upside down, where we don't see, and we influence it with probability. Like magic, like for me, is like it's a probability factor thing. So you have chaos out there, and you have order, and that's like our, which we live in a kind of chaotic order thing. But like magic is trying to get your beam to make this probability of something happen just that much smaller, and hopefully even go that. You know, like I don't know if there's master wizards can get down to there, but really in the end, it's like a probability thing. You really narrow the chances of having something happen, and that's but also like it's like more of a poetic thing too. It's a way of thinking. It's life. It's just a weird experience. Like it's everything. It's just like a poor word. It almost sucks. The word sucks for it because it also associates.
Well, it's kind of like Tao.
Right.
You know
totally.
what I mean? It's like, well, you know about Taoism. You know how widely you can use that word. But the framing of it is different. Language is important. And language is magic.
Yep.
So,
You know this because
it's alchemy.
What was the first thing?
Stringing words together.
What was the word? As far as my
okay.
back Christian, we have both Christian style backgrounds.
Logos, right?
Logos, the word, yeah. Like it had to be uttered that took the particles of the universe and made them happen. And so like, because language sucks and we can't explain large abstract concepts.
It's the word. It's the first thing that they typed in when they made this universe. Like the first word they the digital. Because like I'm going back, trying to go back to that. So, like, okay, that dimming starts to happen or whatever, and then a couple more things like start to happen. I start like, being, whatever. Yeah. There's just some things that happen, starting to like dim a little bit more, and then I've been thinking about recently, and it doesn't really do anything to the artistic side of it. It was like you're saying, like the doing that fake ad, that bunk shit, whatever that stuff that wasn't acid. Like I did so much writing that year because I didn't want to think about it. You know what I mean? I didn't want to like think about. So,
I've
it's
had a few bad trips. I had one that went like 3 days, and I was really scared. I was tripping really bad for 3 days. I took too much. Let's just say, way too much.
Well, I'm still going back. I'm going back to the weed and mushrooms thing because it's like those are the ones that are safe and sound as far as I can tell.
Yeah, like LSD too in a weird way.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is when you get the right stuff.
It's especially because it is like chemically it is derived from mold of rye. I think if it's done properly. But there's this weird synthetic shit that goes around. It's like 2CI, 2CCC, like there's a bunch of them because if you change the molecular structure just a little bit, it becomes legal. And so they can sell it from like the UK and shit. So you can have, right now you can go out there and get legal psychedelics, but like, I don't know what's gonna do to you. I don't trust it. So yeah, like, when you're saying like more of the natural stuff seems a little right now because like who knows, they might be making a zombie acid, some lab somewhere undisclosed is making zombie acid. It's good, something like that, rage acid, I don't know, mad acid, Mad Hatter. I'll be the real Mad
This
Hatter.
one makes people really depressed for a couple of years.
Now you were tested on
themselves out of it.
Yeah, maybe you were tested on the depression one. Like, yeah, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, where it's like I totally knew that, right? And then it's like all these kind of things. But basically the whole point of what I was saying is like going back to really acknowledging like, okay, there's been some like shit that's caking on and I need to like cake off. I need to like figure that shit out.
Get that shit off the shoulder. Hands and shoulders.
It's just like mowing a lawn, like the grass is gonna grow, you have to mow it, whatever. That's like the thing. But realizing I haven't like taken care of that, and like as a World of Warcraft character, which I think we really all are, like,
probably.
In like some deeper way. Like, I mean, I know that sounds really weird to people, but I don't know if this is true, but I just presuppose it sometimes because I like it. The idea that like we're playing a video game right now and just like a World of Warcraft character, whatever you do with your time in that game is what what your attributes go up, So it's like, okay, well, I'm really good at being like super bummed out and negative. And it's like, well, I need to make sure like there's other, and that's been like, meditation's really helped me out. It's really like the last year and a half.
That's good.
It's a really cool thing. And that's like funny too about like all the magic books. That's like the main thing. They're like, all right, so you gotta start meditating and journaling. And that's what I do now.
Yeah.
But like I was like, what? No, that's so hard to do.
You want the shortcuts, but yeah.
Yeah, and now I want to go back to that stuff with like my kind of like acquired skills through the Tim Ferriss Versey shit. But so basically, I'm just trying to make my World of Warcraft character like a better person, someone that's not like resentful and like
be the ultimate John.
Well, that's what we all want to do, right?
Yeah, we want to be. We want to be our ultimate selves, but we don't want to. I think I even heard this on Duncan Trussell, and I think it's totally true. Sorry, we couldn't bring up Duncan Trussell stuff, but he was talking about like the only way, like it might have been one of his like guru people, which it's a little bit more than I would want to go into, like actually, like the things he does, where he goes to like these retreats and stuff. But they have some stuff they say that's true, but the idea was that the only way you're gonna like build yourself better is if you also don't diss and respect who you are and who you were. Like this idea that like things happen to you or you make mistakes and stuff. Like if you like start shitting on that, like it won't. I'm really tearing this up.
No.
More pretty.
It's like an attack on an attack.
Yeah, and it's still you, and like it's always been you. Like even like further down your timeline, you're completely different or like different in a way where you're like better, but you're still like you're still that undulating time snake. So it's still you, and just like it's hard to like teach ourselves to love and respect ourselves, but also like build. I don't know. I think
totally, man. No.
But yeah,
dude, totally.
But I think that's awesome because I think maybe we were having a weird time sync too, because I've been trying to do that too the last year because I was having a lot of flunky depression and stuff. I was trying to better stuff. Like last time I was probably on this podcast, I was about 70 pounds.
Yeah, dude, you totally look different for sure.
Yeah, and John's lost a lot of weight too, and he's looking good. And we've watch out for those carbohydrates and sugars. Is all I say. Gotta keep that.
Well, I've talked about how much I've gained, like 10, 15 pounds the last 4 months.
Dude, but it was the holidays, right? Was that when you started happening? Because that's when I started.
It was like right when my album came out.
Okay.
And I kind of was like, I don't know. There was just some things.
Yeah.
I think like I have big holdups. One of them, I'm figuring out like my biggest blocks, I think, are like romantic love, and then also like filmmaking, and then also actually trying to like get people to know who I am and making this my career, and like actually trying to get known and make it, and the like steps that it takes to do that. And so it's like those are like my 3 fuck ups right now. Wow. I can't remember how that started, but I just was like, oh, here's my 3 things I'm fucked up about. Oh, we were talking about weight. Yeah, so definitely that's like...
Yeah, well I think your body's a good start with it. If you start making that feel better, and like, and I noticed at least personally, like my depression and stuff started going away when I started eating better and like getting more sleep, which is all seemed like really fucking like what's the word I'm looking for? Like you would know, like that's what's that fucking phrase? God damn it, my brain's not working. It's a no-brainer, you would think, like eat better and get enough sleep, but then like exercise, like meditation, I haven't done as much, but now you've talked about it, I was like, I gotta get back on that. Like that's really important. But I think those things will start helping, but then acting, like you're saying, just trying to like live more day by day about the moments and the things and the projects, like just kind of like eating one meal at a time, and that definitely.
Well, nothing's gonna happen. Like that's when it's weird. It's like you go like, okay, I'm gonna get to this certain weight. Certain things are gonna happen, but there's not like this like orgasmic thing. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's sort of, it's like you don't have sex just for the orgasm. And if you do, like, you're fucking up and not enjoying it.
You're being an asshole.
And, yeah.
You're letting the other person be disappointed. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I got
But
it.
like with those kind of goals and and things, but that's cool, man. That's awesome. That like that is.
No, but I've been feeling your pain. Like it's weird. Like I think we were saying we're syncing. I do think some astrological
We're
stuff.
having our periods together.
Yeah, we're having our periods together. We synced up. I don't. Wait. What sign are you? What are you?
Pisces. You're an
Pisces.
Aries.
I'm an Aries.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So, but we're still kind of close.
People are like, he's really into astrology. I don't know much about it. I just know you're an Aries. I remember because
You're a
my
water
ex-girlfriend
person.
was. Yeah.
You're water.
You're fire.
And I'm fire.
Yeah.
And we have a good steam mixture.
Yeah, exactly.
We make an alchemical steam.
That's great.
But yeah, I know. Like it's. I think a lot of people are probably there's a shift, and hopefully there's a lot of people, you know, that have been feeling that way, or this is the. I feel this is at the time though, like the time to be really getting our because like if everyone's feeling good and less depressed and happier and like just treating people good, like the world's gonna be that much astronomically better. You know what I mean? Like it's just gonna affect, and I think I see a lot of that with like people I know, and I'm sure you know. Like you see like you just see someone who's like, oh shit, they're doing this thing, and then like you know a few months later, like wow, that's you know I don't know. I just want to be positive and think that there's a good mass consciousness slit or shift. You know, like not like it'd be like
Yeah, totally, man.
but we're like. Something's happening in the background. I just feel like so that's like magic right now for me. Is like there's Secret Chiefs stuff playing. I think, and if anyone doesn't know what the Secret Chiefs is, go ahead and Google that. Not the band; they're a great band though. But like this concept of like unseen powers that aren't like people; they're actually like weird extra dimensional entities, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And like they try to keep the balance, so when something starts shifting too much in a way, they will pop up in history and start like making things change because obviously they're outside the fourth dimension, so they can just like see where points happen. Maybe pretty crazy. Sorry.
No, wait. We're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna Google. What are they called?
The Secret Chiefs. Yeah, the Secret Chiefs.
Okay, wait. Let's take a real quick break.
Okay,
if you can.
do it. Look back great to me. Honestly, yes. I haven't been really impressed with most trailers I see. Like it's hard to or sad to.
Is that?
I've never. Oh, can I take a picture of this? I'm gonna take a picture of this.
Little. Been barking at you all day. Now he's on your foot. Oh no. He's moved. You moved.
My little sneaker. Harry Cartel. Harry Cartel. Harvey Keitel to Harry Keitel to Harry Cartel. Harry Cartel.
You're the craziest dog. You're the craziest dog I've ever had. You really are.
Aw, that's adorable.
Yeah,
That was such a good look. He's just like slowly looked at me with an insane look, with his teeth out. Oh. God
you
damn.
know, when you're being nice and quiet is when you're the best.
You just live for these moments right here.
It's that shit. Oh, I see.
I'm gonna get a picture. Hey, sit like you were doing before. There we go.
I'll look off in the distance.
Yes. Maybe this can work into like some cover art or something.
You're so cute.
I'll send it to you.
You're a good boy.
Alright, sorry.
No.
Being weird.
Not at all.
Just turned Japanese for a second. Gotta take a bunch of pictures. Wow.
One time I was in San Francisco in line to do this thing, and these Asian people were like taking pictures, and this black dude that was working, it's like he was the guy that was like making sure the line was, you know, he was just like watching the line, but he worked for the place. He's like, it's all they do. I was like, all right, dude.
Yeah.
It was just a great moment where like
Sometimes stereotypes are true. That's why
we're
they're
Americans.
We all
and they're taking pictures.
white people all do funny things too. Like we all make this face when we smile. It's like when you're at work or whatever, you just do like a smile to someone and you're just not really a real genuine smile. It's like it's like yeah, that's yeah. Yeah. See? So there's our stereotype. We have few.
Yeah,
we
we've
love
got
crackers
we've
and
got
cheese.
plenty.
We've
got
cheese.
plenty, dude. Museums, dude.
Museums.
Give me a museum.
Yes.
Just kidding. I don't think it's a white thing. Golf is definitely a white thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I think the one thing I wanted to say really fast is just like with the, you know, going back really fast, like just like with the acid or with meditation or with you know, finishing an album or finishing some achievement or getting some like weight loss goal or, you know, writing some story, whatever it is, like that like finishing thing, it's like, you know, there's a breath in, there's a breath out, and like there's always going to be that, and like to not assume, like I guess what I mean is like I'm no longer, like I said, it's like enjoying the meal, no longer convinced there's like this thing later on that's gonna be the final thing that like makes me into like the fucking like Matrix, everything's gold, like my fucking Matrix code just turned to gold, you know, and it's good to like aspire to that, but it's also like good to, you know, be, I don't know, just enjoy it and like to realize it's part of life to like get, you know, I'm just realizing that like, okay, yeah, I mean I finished my album and like now I gotta make another one, like, and that's not bad, but it's like just because I did something doesn't mean I don't have anything more to do.
Right.
It's like what Quentin Tarantino says. He's like every time I finish a movie, it's like a brand new page, you know.
Yep.
I have to start over. So I just wanted to say that because I think that was my, like my attitude, hopefully my like new attitude going forward is to, you know, not think that shit's gonna like pop as it, but just, you know.
Fuck me. Yeah. That is so true.
What were we gonna talk about? The guy that you texted me about?
Oh man. I don't know. Let's see. I wonder if I could do this a short end of this where it doesn't sound completely insane or
It makes me excited.
Okay, so recently as of October, I think was the first official post. And given, let me just like prime or grease the wheels that this is all coming from 4chan and 8chan, so I know a lot of people are put off by those like forums because this is in my opinion 4chan and 8chan. It's there's a lot of shit posting and like idiots and stuff and this like, but it's like complete chaos. But at the same time, it almost gives it a beauty because like it is complete chaos and there's this anonymity. Is that the word I'm looking for?
I think so, yeah.
And it does like let people fly loose, which I think is healthy psychologically, and that's one reason why I'm okay with some aspects of anonymity. But at the same time, you gotta like have a great assault with it because it's like, well, who knows if this is true or what any of this if this is even a person, you know, you don't know. So, having said that and stated, as of October, I think it might have been like actually Halloween or just right around Halloween. There was this strange posts that started appearing on there that were like in code and like weird questions. It was just like questions, and it was all being like signed off by this guy named Q Anon or Q. It was like a Q Anonymous basically, and it has this certain like trip code. I think that's what they call it. It's like a signature where it shows like it's the same person because it's the only thing that can show it's like it's not an anonymous person. It's this like certain set of numbers that it's like your I don't know if it's your like your login number or something. I don't know, but anyways, so like at least as far as I know, this person is a person or an organization. So it could be a bunch of people. It could be one.
Dude, you're freaking me out.
Okay,
Man.
so I wanted to lay that part down. And here, so with the posts where they were like, they started moving towards like conspiracy stuff and like asking like, why are things the way they are? Who are these people? Basically, what he was doing, he was like, he or she or they were making it where you would have to go look. He'd bring up something in like in a vague term in a way, but then like in question form. And sometimes there's like just random numbers and stuff. It's like it sounds like military talk. It's really weird. It's just like random shit. You're like, what the fuck is this? And then it's like this question stuff. So anyways, it starts going this way, and you have to go look into what are all these things he's bringing up. And then like there's this huge community of people with autism on 4chan and 8chan. And what people with autism is, which they're a beautiful mind. They research, they're obsessive. I can go into a bunch of things 4chan figured out. Like there was they figured out some sort of sequencing on a genetic thing. They figured it out in, I think it was like, I want to say it was 4 days, but it could have been like 4 weeks, but it was a real short period of time. It might have been even 4 hours. Anyways, they figured it out. No one could figure it out over like 6 years. But everyone in this community figured it out by like sharing the information and all their research, and that's what's kind of cool about it too, because there's this weird hive mind, but it's like chaos. It's complete chaos. So anyways, Q, he starts saying all this stuff and bringing up people, and starts moving into like, well, I'm probably in the NSA, and I know a bunch of stuff about everyone in the whole system, and like we're working to bring it down. This is being conveyed over the last few months. And it's sometimes he disappears and you're like, oh, where'd he go? And then he comes back and here's where it gets weird. So he'll say stuff and then it comes true like a few days later or weeks later. So I don't know if you knew about Saudi Arabia and the whole shit show that's been going on there lately. But they had like a restructure completely. The government pretty much toppled internally. So like the princes were all getting arrested or killed or blown up in helicopters, and then like a lot of arrests and money taken, and like it was a complete restructure. Shortly after Trump went there, and then they revealed the first AI citizen robot, and it's like all this weird shit, right? So he brings up
what the fuck, AI citizen?
Okay, so there's this robot called Sophia it was made by a company. And it's like sort of like a sentient robot. You can like talk to it and stuff. And it has Audrey Hepburn's face. She was made the first Saudi Arabian robot citizen on this like tech thing. Like they like declared her the first citizen of Saudi Arabia that was a robot, right? Like 3 days later, their whole government like it was like went toppled. But there was also stuff where she was gonna hook into their like surveillance system thing, which they also revealed earlier was when Trump went there and he did the creepy ball thing with the king. Remember that picture? He's like, and then it's like a weird AI system thing. Yeah, there's like all kinds of stuff moving right behind the scenes. Let me just say, I'm gonna sound like a crazy person. I need the big board out and like I'm Charlie right now. So, anyways, I'm breaking this down really slow, or like trying to break down to like where it's understandable, because like it's like most people thought at first he was like, this guy's LARPing, this is all fake, this is like a joke. But then he started saying stuff that then would start happening, and then he'd say certain words that were spelled in a certain way, and then like Trump started tweeting them like almost like there was a connection. So people are like, wait, is this guy connected to Trump, or is he like Trump, or? But then now, like at this point now, it's like it's NSA probably, because they refer to the CIA as the clowns of America, or clowns in America. I don't remember, but anytime he refers to certain things or people, they're like in code, and then like all the autistic people like figured it out, so you can like correspond it. It's really weird, but half the reason why it's on code is because for bots. So bots see these certain things and can like attack them, so you do things in code, and it's also like spy stuff, like spy culture, use encrypted code and stuff. So there's been weird stuff like that. And then so he started going after the Rothschilds, and that's when it got really weird. The banking family Rothschilds, the richest family probably on the planet. They've been controlling the world wealth since World War One or before. I think it was World War One because they did a whole flim flam operation in France. I think they got everyone to buy or sell their shit, and they bought it because they told them like they lost the war. Like, oh shit, they're gonna come kill us. They lost the war. Like, shit, get rid of everything. And it didn't happen. And then they basically got all the money because they bought everything really cheap, and then they wanted it back, so they sold it like double the price and made like I think it was like 14 billion at the time, which is like it was like $1 trillion maybe in. Anyways, so Rothschilds. They're a target now for this guy Q, and he's bringing them up amongst a couple other people. He does this weird code thing that seemed like it was an activation or something. He's like, activate so and so, and do this thing. The next day, or it was maybe a few hours later, but it was a really short period of time. There was a helicopter from Rothschild that crashed into a plane on their property, right? So. And it was like it was in the news and everything. See, like he brings it up after the fact. No, he brings up the fact he like taunts the Rothschilds about saying don't fly or anything like that. That was it. Like he was like we got eyes on you. Like we can even hear you breathe, and he said fly, Rothschilds fly. I think that's what he said. So this next day, this helicopter crash happens on their property. No one knows who. There was a few people that died, but no, they're not saying like who it was besides the pilots. And there's rumors that one of the Rothschilds was killed, but they won't say, right? So like maybe like try taking off from their own property in a helicopter, and this plane went and crashed into it, and like the mob style like takeout, right? I know. You're like looking at me like, what the fuck is happening? Oh God, I'm sorry I got on this. I'm almost at the end. So anyways, I'm just saying, just for instance, so if you look back into his posts, he named the pilot before any of this one happened. And he kept on saying future proves past. He keeps on saying that. He'll say follow the breadcrumbs, future proves past. He says like all these like cliche sounding like spy stuff. It's really interesting because it's almost like a weird video game.
Move it a little bit.
Oh yeah. I want to be honest.
You got it.
Yeah. It's really weird. So like he mentioned the pilot before that happened. So I was like, holy shit, he knew this pilot was going to be involved in some, and he made this call out to the Rothschilds and to have some property. Like really weird synchronicities or coincidences. Very shortly after, it looked like, because he would like occasionally, or they would post about the Rothschilds, and she, Linda Rothschild, she on her Twitter appeared to make an encoded call out to Q, and that was really weird too, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was, and then he went and fired back with it, right? And it was like just really weird. There's this weird like fight going on within the powers that be, like all over the place. And I don't know if any of them are good or bad, but like it's like as far as this Q guy, like it's either this huge psyop, like it's just like it's actually because I do think it's someone within the government, because like there's too much stuff that's being dropped from it that like happens and it appears to be like a security clearance. That was the other theory that someone said. The reason why he's calling himself Q is because there's a Q security clearance, and it's like one of the highest levels in the government. But basically, what he's making it sound like is this is NSA working with a part of the military to try to take down this secret cabal Illuminati. That's the best way I could put it. And he just brought up the Matrix the other day, and I was like blown away, because like some people can't even know how far this rabbit hole goes. It's like the Matrix, and there's some things that are so hard to grasp. He's like, the most of populace would automatically reject it. They can't take it. Like it's like he said, there's some dark, sick shit like down at some of these other ends of it where there's like, yeah, it's crazy.
Well, bunnies are really great.
Yeah,
like
bunnies are.
Couple bunnies.
Yeah. Oh God.
I watched tiny pit bull eat a rose today. That was super cute. No, that sounds crazy.
It's crazy, and that's where I've been sometimes lately. Just because it's weird. It's I don't believe it, but at the same time, there's stuff that's it's like wow, that's too weird. Yeah, but there's a lot of just weird stuff going on behind the scenes, and yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we don't have to see nukes go off or anything like that. That's what I'm hoping where none of this goes.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I shouldn't have me out there. I just ruined the whole thing. Like, it was going so well. And I had to get in the weird area like that, but
No. I just was trying to think of something really fast. I had something I was going to ask you. Hold on one second.
He's breathing.
Hold on one second.
Yes. Whew. God damn it, you got me too high. Too high.
Oh, wait, I should do that.
Good, that shit got me lit. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, we had to stop that freakiness. No, I'm just
kidding. Not
at all.
Sorry, people.
Not at all.
If anyone got through that, they're still with us.
No, I want to, like...
Let's just say, John, I might text you at some point from here and out and be like, dude, this might happen. If it happens, then you guys would be like, mind blown. Give me a thumbs up, like emoji, something like that. I'll be happy.
That's so funny. Well, dude, what have you been up to, man?
Not too much. Just trying to work on the podcast. Like, I had this little slump period there where it wasn't happening as frequently, or I could get the editing done as much. And sometimes I have like anal retentiveness, so I will like pick at something and try to make it right, and it's like time consuming.
It's good. It means you care about it.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, it's like a little OCD, as I'm sure you are when it comes to producing. But yeah, not too much. Just
that's what nice about this podcast, because I can just like not do that. There's no thought into the production.
Yeah, no, it's great. Like, I don't know.
But yours is like a different style. Mine's we're doing yours is probably less psychotic than mine. Like, we just saw the last segment of Q. That's like where you. That's what. But I mean, like the audio level, you're using mics and like doing this kind of. Mine's just supposed to be like, throw that shit on and fucking want to just. But I mean,
you're
eventually. A vlogger?
You're a vlogger.
I do that.
You're vlogging. Yeah.
I try to have guests more now. I'm trying to have guests every week.
But still, that works in the blogging sphere. It's
even if there's people.
Yes, because I just found out recently. That's like the term mostly used for like YouTubers, like that. Especially if they do interviews and like just talk. If it's like, what did you do? Is like you're playing music or just talking. That's considered vlogging. Because it's video blogging, and it's the two words together.
Okay.
And it took me that long to figure it out.
Revlogging. All right.
But you're also a podcaster, so it's like a vlogcaster. You're a vlogcaster.
I like that.
Okay.
A vlogcaster. That's got to be a new thing.
We could make this a T-shirt.
The new show, the new show. I want to have I want to have a green screen, and have it be. Like, have some games and have it be a little more. I mean, I want to get stupid. I want to talk about.
Dude, get weird.
Well, I'm glad. Like, it's interesting. But I'm just like, man, I'm fucking stoned.
I told you, like, we got.
That's kind of shit. Okay. Well, you've been like sculpting or doing anything like that?
Honestly, I haven't done much of that all lately. I really should get back into it. I was thinking about that actually recently. That's why you bring that up. So that shows me that I should do it. I should do like 10 minutes a day or something like that. Like, it's like a meditation. But no, unfortunately, I haven't.
That's fine. Like,
I
be a dick about it. I was just wondering.
No,
I didn't mean to say it like that. I was just wondering. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see if this is actually working. Just get off my back, dog. I was just wondering.
Fuck, man. I wouldn't get up. Pressure me here. Who's my dad? And it's like storm out.
But no, your stuff's awesome. So I always ask.
Thank you.
Curious about that.
No, I just been trying to chill. I've been trying to stay away from negativity like you have. And there was a person in my life that was negative, and I had to do me. But then he kind of recently came back around a little bit, so I've been keeping an arm's length. I was like, negative. This is the person that won't be named. That was Martin earlier. Like,
Martin.
Martin. Oh, Martin. Martin.
What were you saying about him earlier?
he's just like a ball of chaos, and like when he comes around, he just tries to get like favors, and he's chaotic, and his shit's kind of spews. You know, I'm sure maybe you haven't had that kind of person in your life, but I somehow gravitate them every once in a while. It's not. Don't advise it. Don't.
I feel like the last couple years I've met some girls that were kind of like that.
There you go.
But luckily,
it can go either way. It could be like any
no
person.
babies. Yeah, for me. Thank God.
Yep, dodging bullets.
Well,
Dodging.
it's like I totally stupidly thought another, like, going back to like the, and it just caked on more bullshit, but I stupidly thought like, I'll be like, and it works for some people, whatever, it's fine, but like more casual with sex, like how I thought about sex. Like before it was always like my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't even have a girlfriend to have sex, it's just a fuck, like, dude, you know, I'm not like that good at it, just going out and like getting laid or whatever, and I like,
Either.
but it was like another thing that really like caked on some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
What were we talking about a second ago? I'm fucking so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, this was all strung together. So you
the girls, like meeting these girls because of that, where it's not, where more be like a way more of a vetting process.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, I'm not gonna vet this. Because some girls says some crazy shit like, "What'd you say?" And I'm sorry. So
exactly.
Stupid. But just like say something like, luckily I'm kind of hanging out with this chick she lives far away, which sucks, but she's been kind of repairing some of the damage.
Oh, good.
Which has been good, because
I
mean, I'm a sensitive guy, dude. I can't be like, some guys can like sling their dick. I can't. It made me put, again,
I know what you
I got
mean.
put in too many situations I didn't like.
Yeah.
Whether it was like, I don't know. There's always a price somewhere as far as like emotional on someone's end.
There's always small print with sex. It's not usually as casual as like something. There's probably some casual for some weird like open hippie sex people, but even in some certain extent.
I imagine like a guy that looked like fucking, I don't know, just some like super, super handsome guy like that was on Twitter, and he's like at a frat house is like, I'm here to fuck and you're here to suck. And like gets like, and that's like probably works, but like
he's like that mean Chad.
Right? Guy probably also isn't an artist, you know what I mean? And that's not a knock on him, but I think it kind of goes. What were you saying about Chad?
It was that like, I think it's an old meme now, but there's like some meme where it was like a really poorly drawn like jockey like guy that would just say stuff like that. And his name was like Perfect Chad or something, and then there's like it's like it's you, and you're like the exact opposite. It's like, I'll have to show it to you later, but it's that's what it's. It just ruined my fucking memes. It ruined my brain. Like
they're so funny though. Sometimes, man.
I love memes.
Sometimes there's like fun. Like they had one where it was like He-Man, but it was They Man.
Was that Tom Segura? Do you like post that?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, and it's like so funny, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But so the reason I'm like I'm trying to like dig in, because I feel like we just did a psychiatry session with me
until I went psychotic.
No.
You're like, here's your psychology, but like, let me show you my schizophrenia. That's what kind of happened right there. But
oh man, I'm just like, I have no comment.
Those
people can do whatever the fuck. Like, I have nothing to say about it, dude.
I know what I'm saying. Like, follow the breadcrumbs, people. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead when you were just saying until I derailed.
So you've been doing like more armchair magic, you said?
I mean, like I like read more about it instead of doing like exact practices, but I've moved definitely more into like going back to like doing more of the chaos magics, like ceremonial stuff, not so much, but I've also been getting more into folk magic kind of things, like something a little more, I don't know, I've been like mixing stuff, but I like Gordon White. I don't know if I told you, like, I think last time, like, you should check out like one of his books.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Well, I've never checked his book, but he's on that podcast, right?
Yeah.
The Rune
Soup. Yeah, it's good stuff. he like, I think after reading some of his stuff, I was like trying incorporating some of the things, and yeah, it's like pretty successful. But I do need to do more, and I feel like the time is nigh now. Like I had a good stewing period, but I'm still, I think I just, no matter what, even when we have these lulls where we're not like maybe inactively doing like some grand gesture or ritual, but we're still like enacting it out. You know, like you're saying, like even when you're doing music, that's still magic in itself. Any like kind of creation, I think we can agree with is like an act.
Yeah, and that's that kind of breath, release, food, poop, like that whole thing, you know.
Right.
And yeah, I think like the thing that sucks, you know, because the thing that sucks about dampening your light, I mean, sucks. That's a horrible thing. It's a bad thing to do, you know. But like, it's a belief in yourself, but it's also like you believe in other people, and like when you believe in other people in like a positive way, like that's such a cool feeling to be like, you know what I mean? Like when someone is like trying to lose weight or whatever it is, you just read about something like when that shit like turns you on, you're like, that's so cool, and that's like such a badass thing, you know. That's like, you know, such a cool thing. So yesterday, this lady came. I talked to this lady, right? And she's like, she was just talking to me. This like older lady, and I'm just gonna do a little soliloquy here.
Okay, no, it's fine.
I think this is what
Soliloquy away.
I need to do to energize myself. But she's talking to me about being a musician. And she's like, oh, I never got the gift to sing. She's like, that was never given to me. You're so lucky. Like, you're so lucky that you get to sing. And she's like, what do you want to do? She's like, yeah, I mean, I want to sing. I want to, like, you know. And she's like, that's your dream? This is your dream? You're doing your dream? And she's like, I'm like, yeah. She's like, don't let anyone ever stop you from going towards your dream. Ever. She's like, but there's no secret. There's no secret. It's work and diligence. It's up to you. You have to do it, but never let someone knock you off your dream. I totally believe in my dream. And she's like, and then she goes, she's like, I'm going to shine your halo. And it was like the coolest thing. And she was like, just so super positive. And like, I don't know, I just love,
dude.
I love that because it's like Robert Anton Wilson said, it's like, you're going to go either way. Like, bad shit's going to happen, good shit's going to happen. Your anticipation and your thoughts about those things, like, you might as well think good shit's gonna happen or, like, try to be happy and, like, positive, because then when this bad shit happens, you know, but if you're just constantly, like...
Yeah, it's not serving you.
Yeah. And
dude, I think you might have ran into your own secret chief.
That chick?
Yeah, possibly. No, that's the thing. They can appear in people. They can just, like, kind of, like, take over someone's body and temporarily use them to give you a message. That's like part of the...
Well, she said it was from God.
Oh, shit! Secret Chiefs 3! You got
Dude, that's awesome.
Secret Chiefs.
But it was really cool, and I like, you know, she said more than that, but that was like what she said. She's like, oh, and she was like saying, she's like, there are times, like, you know, there's going to be times that suck, and there's going to be times that, like, are going to be really hard, and you're going to want to give up, and you're going to be feeling like it's a rut, and you're going to be wanting to do that, but you just got to remember your dream and imagine your dream like a light. And I was just like it was just so cool. You're right.
Just
yeah.
What you needed
but it was like it was like a thing, because I haven't like thought about stopping, but it's been like, oh man, like people kind of like, you know, you just have that thing, and then like it was cool too to, you know, to hear this whole thread the other day on Twitter of all these people about how long it took them to get into the industry, like how long it took for them to like really get, you know, so. But anyway, I just thought that was like such a fun part.
That's an awesome
but it was
story.
cool, and it's something that's true for like everyone. You know what I mean, or everything, and it's like it goes both ways. It's like the magic of that action, and it can happen in a good way, and then it can happen in a bad way. Like people can do it. You know, you can obviously do really bad things and do really good things, and that's what's cool about art. Is art's like, it can be really bad, and I guess it can be manipulative and propaganda or whatever.
Yeah. It goes either way.
Yeah.
It's so fucking true. Yeah. That's cool though. Like, yeah, I honestly think you ran into a secret chief for a moment.
That's cool, dude.
I think so. Go ahead and look it up later. You know, you might get blown away. There'll be some other thing that's like, oh, she had that too. I don't know. Sometimes I have suspicions when you like run into some stranger who like totally like it just I don't know, like there's just sometimes this, and maybe it goes back to the logos. There's this like virus of language that can like just change things in you real quick, you know, especially if it's like someone that has like complete disconnect from you or something you just met or something like that, where like it's like, wow, I don't know, it's weird.
Dude, language is awesome. Dude, fucking everything, dude.
Yep.
Like how you envision things, like how you think about things, like you know, it totally is gonna match up whatever you'd be like when people are like, oh, I can't sing. It's like, yeah, I guess you can. Like, I don't know, maybe you can, but like if you think you can't, you can't. Whatever you like, it's not to say everything you think you can do, but everything you think you can't do. Like, it'll automatically like happen because you won't try. And
gotta work it, you know. We didn't learn how to play guitar just like by picking up like that perfect like, but then you know, strumming it, like we had to work hard and struggle through it, and like singing for you too, like I'm sure right when you first started, when you probably started singing when you were real young, I imagine, like 8, 9, or
I don't know,
probably
just
always
singing at church and stuff.
You've always, but like probably like when you first picked up guitar, I mean you know, it's like that whole awkward like
yeah, totally.
I don't, yeah, then it happens, like if you plug at it. So yeah, stay the course. Always, yeah. And dreams are important, as much as like nihilism and shit is out there. Trying to like crush that spark. It's not cool. Gotta prop each other up. That should be the new thing for 2018 and beyond.
Yeah, dude, it really should be.
Yeah.
I totally think you're right, man. I mean, it's yeah. I mean,
that's all anything I can think of that's helpful. Otherwise, I'm just blindly going through life. I don't know. It's a lot of sea of chaos. But, you know, you try to like steer your ship as much as you can. Insert another crappy metaphor that I can't get right now. But you know, just I think you're doing great, and I think I'm doing great, and I think we are gonna be fine.
Are we trying to end this?
No.
Because that sounded like
almost like an ending.
We are gonna be fine.
And right back to you after these messages. No, it was more like that segue, but yeah. No, but
dude, it's fucking. I mean, you think about like how much, you know, how many opportunities like there are, dude. Like, like it's only your imagination, you know. What was like you were talking about some story earlier, you know, I can't remember what it was, but like, you know, I thought of it like your imagination is whatever. You think of a crazy story, you can turn it into a comic book, find an artist.
Yeah.
You think of a fucking simple story that's two people talking, fucking film it.
Oh, you think of the Cannibal movie, right?
Oh yeah.
Cannibal Hollywood.
You want to make Cannibal Hollywood? Go to Hollywood and make Cannibal Hollywood.
Yeah.
And so much of the time, it's like people, you know, naysayers. Yeah, they don't get shit done because they're naysaying. That's so they're like working on stuff, and
it comes down to. Yeah. No, that's
fuck all the haters, dude.
Yeah, and I think also another thing too is like I've noticed, like when it comes to when you're gonna do a creative project, I think that or anything like where you're gonna change something in your life, especially like say like it was just after New Year's, you're like, oh, I'm gonna like. For me, like if I didn't do this, I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna lose weight, and people are like, sure, whatever, or like quit something, you know, like change something, whatever it be, and then you get like someone who like naysays you or something. It's generally because they're projecting, because they would poo poo on themselves and shit. So like the best thing to do is not tell anyone anything you're trying to do in a chain, or even a clear. Sometimes I know of some people when they do like creative projects, they don't say anything until it's done because they feel like it dissipates the energy or might ruin it, I guess. But
yeah, totally. I mean, you're putting every time you're talking about it, you're putting that energy into the thing that you're not doing.
Right. So like
go tell your wife you love your wife, dude.
Yeah.
Don't tell this other dude you know like spend all your day like 5 hours telling your wife telling him how much you love your wife. Your wife's like, at home, and like, you know,
Yeah.
it's like you have to go to the source.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. So like unless it's like someone who's cool with party and you know they're supportive, then that's fine. I think it's like you should be telling, like sharing your stuff on that. But like
No, I meant like that as a metaphor.
Yeah, no, I got you too. No, I was just saying like adding to it that like I didn't want to say don't ever share anything you're doing or like trying to change.
Oh, okay.
But like for you, I could tell you like, hey, I'm doing this thing, and like I would feel totally fine. But if I tried to tell that on Martin, he poo poo on me.
Yeah.
He's a poo pooer. The negative Nancy. Am I a negative Nancy?
No, dude.
You don't think I am? Okay. Thank God.
I never thought
I was
that.
worried.
You just go down a darker road than I do. You know, and I'm just too
dark.
afraid. It all goes down to like me being like, give me Superman.
I have a theory why that might be, because I grew up Catholic.
Oh.
Screwed me up real good.
I grew up Mormon, so that
might be where...
That makes a lot of sense.
It does actually
all make sense.
I remember growing up seeing the whole Passion play, like a giant really well done paintings, like kind of like in classic style, but gory, like blood everywhere and stabbings, and I was, you know, drinking blood, eating body parts, metaphorically, not literally, but that's what they do. Catholics, it's very metal.
Yeah,
it's very metal. So it's my metal sensibility. Can't help it. It's in there.
But it's metal, dude. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Most metal, like some of the best. Oh, so look at, for instance, Slayer, probably one of the best metal bands ever. They're Catholic. I found out not too long ago. I was like, no, that makes a lot of sense. That's we really want to get deep and dark in the hellscape. It's Catholicism.
What we were saying earlier was like trying to get people to stop being religious is like trying to get people to stop fucking. It's like so a part of who we are.
Yeah.
But yeah, that makes sense, man. That's a funny dichotomy. I mean, I think it's like, you know, just even in the... I think that's maybe one nice thing about this whole thing is I don't feel guilty about sex. So maybe when I go back to my next girlfriend or when I get my next girlfriend, it'll be like, hopefully I can still be like intimate and like, you know, get that part of my part, but hopefully not feel guilty, because guilt was like always a part of it, you know.
Guilty about what exactly?
Just like having sex, you know what I mean?
You'd actually have like a...
I think like, so for a while, you know what I mean? For at least for like...
That you think it was
kind
of
my like mid-20s.
upbringing, kind of like...
Yeah, I think it's just like stuff. Mormonism, you know, or whatever, or just... Yeah.
Because there is like a sex shame thing in a lot of like...
And I would feel like so shameful if I looked at porn. Like I'd be like, why did I do that?
I get that sometimes too, still. But now I feel more shameful because I know the camera's looking at me and it's probably recording me. I'm like, God damn it.
I feel more like shame, like...
This fucking thing.
I feel more shame of, like, oh, this girl gets no fucking money. And like 80,000 views and like I'm not paying any of your money, but like... I've never paid for porn, so like a lot of these, I've seen like, I feel like maybe 1,000 vaginas by now. How many? It's like so many. Like you go down that rabbit hole, like you're just like flipping through, and you're just, oh, you're right, because you're just like,
there's got to be
no.
I mean, we could be in the quarter of millions, man. I don't know. I think it depends on your habit, but I mean,
just like tell me the porn site where the women own it and it's all them and stuff, and they like.
There's a dirty, seedy underbelly to a lot of that. Where like porn actually came from a pretty good, like it originally came out like it was functioned pretty well and like was from what I understand from what I read. Not saying like I'm a big porn guy, but you know like the Green Room. Remember that classy shit? That was like one of the first like classy porn films. Not the Green Room. Fuck. It's like a famous porn film. It's made by two brothers. I think Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen played them in an HBO movie.
No, that sounds awesome though.
Anyways, it had production, right? And then like you saw a shift when it went to VHS, because when it was at like 35, like they actually had to like kind of like put some money and like it was like little effort in it. And when we moved to VHS, it became a little cheaper. And they can just start plugging out more. Now it's like digital. It's like any shit is just on there, and like it's just lost. It's just lost a lot of its value to me in that way. It's like, let's class it up a little bit. Just
Oh yeah, yeah.
a lot of this like choking and like pulling faces and things.
I don't like
and,
that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I
like.
mean, I like to do that in real life,
and-
but I don't
yeah.
like to. I don't like looking at it.
Did you like to choke yourself during sex? Like, I'm so,
I don't like to do any like
Yeah.
fish hooking stuff.
Yeah. Is that
But
what it's
I
called?
totally
Oh,
like
yeah.
choke girls. I mean, I totally choke
I
girls,
just like
dude.
Hey,
But,
John,
like,
you better get
you
that
just
meat.
put your hand like on their clavicle and
Hey,
like,
John. Me too. Me too.
Well,
Okay, that was bad. Oh God.
oh, you can't even say that anymore.
Can't
Yeah,
even
that's
say-
right.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry.
no, but like, I mean, I learned that from a girl. Like she like did it to me, and I was like, okay. And I think we're having sex. It's not like we're fuck. I mean,
Do you have a safety word or something? Because I never tried this. I've never tried it or had it.
there's
happen.
no like aggression. Like I
I
do
know there's
it.
no aggression, but
I do it as like soft as I would do it right now.
But what if like someone's
This
not?
is creeping me out now.
So what if you weren't like?
I'm fucking myself.
But what if you weren't paying attention to?
She's just dead.
like if she.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, it's like because like there's a look of like ecstasy and maybe like actually like passing out that's like hard to distinguish for me. I would be like, where's it? Where's it? So yeah, I'd be too scared. I can't do it. I
would-
can't do it.
It's
I
not
can't
like
have
you're.
murder on my hands.
I mean, I'm sure some people choke hard, but I don't do that.
Well, yeah, no, yeah, but I'm saying there's probably like a safety word, right? Like or like a tap out. Like if you're like, hey, I'm gonna start passing out. But I wouldn't even know if I knew where that was.
But like, it's more of like just a hand placement. It's
Okay,
not
it's
like
not
you're
like
actually
you're actually
like
losing
choking.
air? Okay.
No.
Oh, see, I thought you actually had to like lose
I mean,
air.
I've done that before,
Okay.
but like,
All right, well, see, I'm glad you're like explaining.
but
this
it's
to me, 'cause I
like
didn't-
just a place you can put your hand.
Okay.
And it's like it's a very like dominating
okay.
kind of thing, which I mean. That's kind of what's going on, right? Guys are like fucking
Yeah.
the girl.
Well, I'm
And,
glad
like-
you explained that to me because I did end up choking a lot of hookers, and now I know that's not what you do. You just hold the hand there. I thought they wanted. Okay, that was a really dark joke. That was I didn't do that. You know me. I'm married.
You
No
killed
hookers.
hookers and it's fine because they're hookers. No, I'm kidding. I follow a couple sex workers on Twitter, and they're very
Entertaining.
I don't know. It's enough, but sometimes it's like they're fucking super naked, and then I'm just like, damn it, I'm all fucking horny. This fucking chick's just like all naked in her Twitter, because like Instagram,
Twitter's like they don't
Instagram you
like
can't
that,
have.
right?
What?
I mean, Twitter you can like show that
You
kind
can
of
show
shit.
anything you fucking want.
Oh,
I think it's just.
interesting.
I think it's like Twitter. It's like you just can't show violent stuff. I think.
Right.
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
can show
like, you
pussy
show-
all you want
You can't show
because
something.
they're just like, check out my pussy, and you're like, all right, that's cool. Oh my god, there was a while there before I met this girl, and luckily I did because I hadn't had sex for like 6 months, and I was just like, I think I'm just gonna go to a sex worker. I was like, fuck this, I'm getting like super angry, and that probably why I've been feeling better has a lot to do with it. But I'm fucking like feeling so like just aggressive, and like it's and it's just it's not fun. And so I was like thinking about it. I don't know if I would have done it because I don't know. I just don't know if I would have.
Well, you
It was
would
like the first time I ever was like, I think I might just go bust a nut. And luckily,
were you gonna go like the proper channels?
Yeah.
Okay. You're like, I'm going down the fourth. I was like,
no.
where's the hose? I don't see any down here. It's like, oh, that's not. You gotta go to like the
No.
Ponderosa Hotel.
Well, I was like, which massage shop will like give me a hand job?
Right.
Like,
Right.
how do you know?
Dude, how do you ask? How do you bring that up? Like,
Apparently, like the more you pay, the more
Oh.
likely chance you're gonna get a hand job.
so you like throw in like, here's an extra 60 or something.
I think there's like ones that are like, this is $200, and then you're like, all right.
Oh, so you pay more for
You
the
pay
higher,
more, like, the
package,
higher
and
package.
that gives you the
and
symbol
they
that's
touch your package.
Ah.
All right, let's talk for a second about World of Warcraft characters.
Okay. Yes.
Like us being World of Warcraft characters. I'll just talk. I don't know. I want to like. We should probably wrap up. We've been talking for.
How long have we been going?
We should probably.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, so we'll wrap this up with a nice World of Warcraft life as a simulation thing. I think we're going.
Yeah, because I want to like
Or-
have some kind of. We've talked about a lot of stuff. I want to kind of bring it together in a way.
Yeah.
And kind of go forward and bust it through.
And busting it out.
And bust a nut, yeah.
No, we're not gonna bust it out together.
Not together.
Yeah, separately. But we'll be thinking about each other while we're doing it.
I want to bust an emotional nut. But that's actually a good point. Because it's going back to that whole thing. Like, you have an orgasm, and then there's a part where your like dick's kind of sore, and you need to chill. And maybe you don't want to have another one. Maybe you do. Maybe you go down on your girl, and then you get hard 30 minutes later. Who knows what's going to happen? But the point is like, you have an orgasm, if you're a guy, it's like, it's the big show. Mm-hmm. And if we're doing like everything for the big show, like, we're missing out on everything. And so it just is the same, it's that same thing. And I think that whole like caking on of shit, of like the emotions on my World of Warcraft character, or my fear of belief, I think is more what it is. I don't know, just a fear of belief, but like that caked on shit. Like, that's what I want to talk about, is like getting my, like, I don't want to just bring, I mean, if you have shit you want to talk about, for sure.
Well,
but
I'm
like
free flowing, man.
bringing like my, I just wanted to say, because like the character or whatever, like getting the shit off, you know what I mean? Man, I'm fucking
shake it off, as that one person said.
Taylor Swift would say. Yeah.
I think that's the point of the song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because I think that's like, in the point of like life, in a way. I don't know, not the point of life, but something you have to do is like continually, like, you know.
It's, yeah, I think it's all a bombardment of suffering, like as the Buddhists say, but you have to work on your character, like you're saying. Like, your World of Warcraft character needs to be in check, and you're building. I mean, I see. I don't know what I'm saying now, but like, I totally agree.
You're trying to level up.
That's it.
You're trying to get to a new level.
Exactly.
And there's like actions and things to do.
And there's story quest stuff. Like, so when we have shit happen, we have to like play the missions and stuff to get to like the goblet of power. That's gonna like, you know, do the thing for us. And that's, yes. That is, I think you hit it on the head. I think we are playing World of Warcraft, but it's like extra dimensional World of Warcraft. I mean, what if right now you and I are just sitting like 2 pods away, and we've only been playing for like 15 minutes. I know it's like a Rick and Morty thing, but like this thought has been done before that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like we're just a wisp in a dream of so it's like we're learning a bunch of stuff and we're building characters, but maybe that's the best way to do it, in like some sort of like weird spiritual game system where you can learn a bunch of stuff in a short period of time, but it's like compressed into the time stream where it feels like, you know, you have to like it's like Graham Morrison stuff, right? Like, nothing can grow with the exception of this like dimension.
Yeah.
Like that kind of idea. So like, yeah, like it's like a World of Warcraft game, and we're just extra dimensional beings that are like playing this thing to learn, hopefully, and it's all okay. I don't know where I went with that. Sorry, that's weird.
No, that's perfect. I think you're right on the money.
But yeah. What else?
No,
What were you thinking about World of Warcraft? What else are we supposed to do in this game?
Well, I mean, you gotta like line up the shit you want to be. You gotta figure out if you want to be like a warrior, or if you want to be like a mage or a warrior mage or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It's like what you spend your time on, and based on like your character build or whatever. Because like the really skinny guy's probably not gonna want to be a warrior. Maybe he would, but it's gonna be harder work for him to like get all that, whatever. So you gotta figure out like what it is you want to get your experience on. You gotta level up, and you gotta like. I mean, it sounds so cheesy, but it's like so true, man. The whole thing about like being like a kid, like you can't have. I mean, some kids I'm sure have resentment because they had shitty lives, and that sucks, you know.
Yeah.
But like the idea of most kids, like they're very like free form and like that. I don't know, just hitting that point again of like resentment, like being just wow, dude. Not being not. That'll be
totally.
my
That's
non-profound
awesome.
thing to say
To
about.
be not like, or not to be. You fucking dude, that was
I
brilliant.
did not do anything.
You just
not-
did like a
Did
modernized Shakespeare.
I think that was absolutely not that.
No, it was there.
But no, I mean, I feel. What do you feel like? So I feel like, I mean, if I was to say like the real things, like a character,
Yeah.
is just like getting the shit you want to be good at, going out, and then making sure like you're answering like your calls to action.
Totally. I totally agree with that. And I know like whatever way we describe it, like it pales in comparison to probably what it is, but it's the best we can do for language. Video games are like great modern metaphor for it before when they had like in the past to try to explain like what life is.
Yeah.
And like maybe even as we get further down the timeline that we get closer to understanding, but maybe that I don't know. But totally I agree with all that. And also like with the Warcraft stuff is you also want to let the other characters play the game too. So don't be like a shithead like I don't know what in World of Warcraft if there's an asshole that goes around and just does shitty shit to people because they're like trolling or something.
Yeah.
Not like a Uganda Knuckles, which is like fun and kind of just like a little annoying, but it's cute. It's like
What is it?
Uganda Knuckles.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you don't even know? Oh,
Sorry, dude.
I'm sorry. Short end of the Uganda Knuckles is this phenomenon in a VR chat, like on some VR chat thing where you can just be like different characters, and these guys got together and it started spreading like wildfire that they look like Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog, but it was a variation of this poorly drawn version of him that was from something else, and he's kind of like round and has like weird eyes, and he's like from Uganda. And they're called Ugandan warriors, and they just go around trolling people in the game. They just come up to them, like surround them, and be like to like women going, "Hello, McQueen. How you doing, McQueen? Like you're not the commander." And they go, and then like if they like get mad at something, they go, "Spit on this man," and they'll collectively like do this, and it's like really funny and weird, and like I think it like breaks the spell of this probably like this VR world a little bit. And then like, I think we all need a little Uganda Knuckles out there to make us remember like it's like. It's meant to be good times and silly, and we are playing a game, but also let other people play. Don't be an asshole, and don't like kill people. Like if you're in a game and someone kills your character, and you just like worked hard. That's a dick move. I mean that person should be put in Warcraft hell. Like a timeout. So.
Yeah, and be happy for other people that are at higher levels than you or at different spots than you.
Different skill levels, because like that's like you were bringing up earlier, that's like perfect with that, is that like like in RPGs you build skills and have like certain things that are like make your character stronger, and that whether it be magic stuff. So yeah, I never really played World of Warcraft. Hopefully I'm using the right stuff.
No, it's all right.
I know.
Damn, dude, I hope that was fun. I hope that was like.
I think so.
I hope that. Like,
I had fun.
I felt like I wanted to, like, go. Well, yeah, I had fun too. I feel good.
Hopefully I didn't drill it too much with my weird shit and my dark stuff, but
No.
You asked for this, John. This is what you get.
That's exactly right.
I'm kidding. No, but
No,
I
no.
had a lot of good times with you. We should hang out more. Damn it.
You're still in the same house, right?
I am.
Hell yeah,
Have
that's
you even
awesome.
been over there yet?
Not recently.
Okay. I should make it be.
How long have you been in there? 4 years? 3 years?
About 4, almost 5, I think now.
Oh,
It's
wow.
getting close there. Maybe.
That's cool.
2013, I think I got there. Maybe it's 4. Anyways, yeah. Time is flying, and shit, this game flies by quick. So we should hang out more. And,
Yeah, dude.
And everyone needs to check out this podcast, vodcast. I'm going to coin that now. Every time you invite me on the new carnation, I'm going to keep on saying vodcast. I'm just like, be dropping like vodcast just as much as I can. Then we'll make your shirts. I'll put your face on there and say vodcast. we're gonna get it out there.
Podcasting. I bet we can market it.
Let's hashtag this on
Do
Twitter
media.
right now.
Okay.
John
Well, dude,
White, greatest podcast.
I mean, it's up to us to do things. You know, like one thing, like even though, Tom Cruise is kind of crazy or whatever, and like Scientology is kind of crazy. There's one thing he said is like, and I don't think it's true, but I love. When I see a guy on the side of the road, I have to get out and help him because I'm the only one who can.
He said that?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm like, that's such a cool philosophy. Like, oh, like when I see a thing, and it's true as far as like happiness and like going like, okay, like I've built up this stuff.
Yeah.
That's up to me to like chip it away if I want to get it away. But there's like no cure all, and like there's gonna be more things like. The grass is going to grow and you have to cut it, or, you know, the bushes keep coming over the ledge and you cut the bushes because you don't get whacked in the face, but like you have to keep being diligent. I mean, I really realized that recently, and why I've been feeling better the last couple months, because I'm like, oh man, you know, so it's like, how do I get more open again? And it's like, well, fuck, what is all the shit that I did, you know, back in like 2011 when we like first met and like first started hanging out. And it's like, okay, well, why'd you stop doing that stuff just because you had a little bump in the road? You know, and it's going back to that whole thing of the dream. It's like, the dream isn't just to be like a good musician or whatever. It's also to be like a capable human being.
Yeah.
A capable person of enjoyment and of like love, probably more than anything. Of like giving and like receiving love. Because I think that's like, you don't want to like make art or do things to avoid experiences, you know.
Right.
So it's, I don't know.
No.
World of Warcraft, dude.
Fucking A, man.
All right.
On that note.
Greg Henry from the High Weirdness podcast. Thank you so much for coming over, dude.
Knuckles it again. You know.
Oh, I didn't mean
Uganda Knuckles Slam. I know I had a great time, man.
I hope so, man. So that episode just turned into like a psychiatry thing about me, which, I mean, who doesn't love talking about themselves, especially people with podcasts? But that was nice. I mean, it was good to talk to Greg. I feel like I kept wanting something, which is the complete antithesis of what I was freaking talking about doing. Eating the meal, I kept wanting the conversation to like go somewhere. I don't even know where. I just was like, I want this conversation to go. I think I just, it was weird. I was just trying to like find something there instead of just being there. That's a nice noise. Anywho, wiggle, wiggle, woo. I just kind of wanted to say, I think one thing I wanted to, like, you got to keep your windows clean, and shit's gonna get them dirty, and there's gonna be rain or whatever, but you gotta keep your windows clean. And I was keeping my windows clean in some areas, like with music, but I wasn't keeping up with so many things, and it kind of accumulates to you not being able to see out your fucking window. And I'm just glad to have more of a clear, focused kind of goal. And I've been talking about this, just like, kind of just figuring out the things I need to do. Like, why? Like, if you stop reading spiritual books and like listening to spiritual podcasts or talks or whatever, then yeah, it makes sense that like these things are not going to be as more in your life because you're not bringing them in your life. It's the same thing with whatever, writing songs, writing stories. I mean, so much of it is your openness and your intention and attention, and your just ability to be like, your ability to care, and then it cares for you back. I mean, I really believe that. I've definitely seen that with music or with, you know, losing weight or whatever it is. Like, your energy is going somewhere, and it's cool when that energy is going to make yourself a better person, and hopefully in turn making the world a little bit better, at least your corner of the universe. Okay, thank you so much. That was fun. Just sorry that I was a little bit low energy and wasn't as like sorry I was a little bit weird in that podcast. That was all. Just a little bit out of it. Maybe it might have something to do with this stuff. Hey there, everybody in the World Wide Web. Thanks for listening to my podcast. Music, movies, comedy, and eating. Thanks for listening to my podcast. I wanna eat your pussy. Don't want no fucking HJ. 69 with you all day, babe. I don't want no fucking HJ. Girl, I wanna eat your pussy. I'm ready for the pussy. Girl, I wanna eat the pussy. Get out there, get out of here with that HJ. Lex Mentallo, issue 2. This comic book is 96. 22 years old. That's pretty impressive. I don't know why that's impressive. This is kind of blowing my mind right now. Flex Mentallo, $2.50, $3.50 in Canada. So now Marvel is $3.99, I think, an issue. DC is still $2.99. Let me look. DC Comics, my fucking favorite shit in the fucking world, dude, is DC Comics, dude. I mean, I'm being hyperbolic, but it's like, fuck, dude, I love DC, dude. Superman, Batman.
Hey guys, what?
Yikes. Oh, I don't want to go to their YouTube channel. I'm trying to see how much an issue is. I'm trying to shop till I drop. And I'm gonna be so embarrassed if I put this part out. But who knows if I will. I just don't wanna be so boring when I'm on looking at for something. And I'm just looking for a little fucking tour. I do. I wanna fucking buy comics. I thought you were fucking comic retailer. How come I can't find it? You're a comic. I don't wanna buy single issues. I'm just fucking kidding. I love DC so much. I'm so sorry for saying anything bad about your website. I would never ever disparage anything about your website or say that it's hard for me to find an issue. Okay, the Terrifics. I can look right there. It's easy to find. There it is. Nope, this is an article, not an actual place for me to buy it. Okay, this is getting annoying. Not DC page. It is annoying that I am taking so long and I am singing this song. Oh, it's $2.99. So look, one of the point was, this is a DC outprint, 22 years ago, $2.50. In 22 years, they've raised their price 49 cents, and they sell way less. They make way less money than they did then. I'm assuming. I don't know. Hopefully Warner Brothers is like feeding them dough. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But comics, people read comics. Go to a comic book shop. Google, find a Reddit. search what you're interested in. Comics are really cool, and basically it's an industry that should be supported more, and I would love to support it more. So this is Flex Mentallo. In this issue, DC's adaptation of a story by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely, Britain's top comics team. I really believe that. They are my favorite. When they're together, they're my favorite. I'm right before on University where their issue is the trade cover, which I've taken a really long time reading that. But I also read the first issue like a few times because like I wanted to really get to know it. And now I know about Captain Carrot. I just love that shit. I love comics, dude. They're so cool, man. It's just a world. It's a beautiful world where the good guys are the winners. Silver. Everything's flowing. It's all flowing. It's so weird. My hand's dripping. Fuck, it's melting. I shouldn't have taken that acid. Are you still there? I think it's rain. What? Acid? Yeah, I told you I'd taken it. I took everything that was in the house. What? It's not the acid that's killing me, it's the painkillers. You can't overdose on LSD. Whoa. None too steady on my pins there. Christ, I'm fucked. I'm really fucked. It's those houses again. Like enamel or something, ceramic. I can see them when I close my eyes. I had a little fish when I was a kid, like a goldfish. His name was Peter. His bowl had a miniature castle in it, made out of ceramic stuff, just one of those cheap little things, you know. It makes me feel creepy just thinking about it. It's got something to do with, there was this time I was just a kid, not even 5. I was taken to this place, I think it was a sort of warehouse or something, and there were all these little boys squatting in a circle. They were shitting on the floor. What? I know. But they wanted me to come and sit with them. Oh, why were they sitting on the floor? What is this place? Who brought me here? Who am I with? What? No. I don't remember. My cigarettes are wet. No, I don't want to think about that place. I want to talk about comics. I'm committing suicide and I phoned you people to talk about the comics. I just want to talk about something cheerful before I die. After the Fact, Part 2. My Beautiful Head. Grant Morrison, writer. Frank Quitely, artist. Tom McCraw, colorist. Ellie DeVille, letterer. Kerry Kowalski, assistant editor. And Stuart Moore, editor. The final battle with the Mentallo Man was one of my greatest exploits. That was the day I faced him down in a devastated section of Technopolis. Part man, part robot, part product of a world that wouldn't care. He was surely one of the most terrifying faces in my rogues gallery. There were 5 different varieties of Mentallium in those days: shocking, pink, silver, ultraviolet, lamb, and turkey. And the lethal Black M, the sinister radioactive residue left behind after the disappearance of a golden age Flex Mentallo. But that was a long time ago, when the world still had a smile on its face. Now I'm here, with the story so far, here at the end of the world, still searching for my lost fictional colleague, the crime fighter known as The Fact. Pursuing a member of a shady group of subversive known as Faculty X, this photo booth in the railway station, I now have proof positive that The Fact has escaped like me into the real world. It seems impossible, seeing him like this. And on the back the name and address of a bar here in the city. Who's leaving me these weird clues? Who is Faculty X? Where are they taking me? And has The Fact somehow joined this eerie group? I don't know where it's going to end, but somewhere the doomsday clock is ticking down to 0 hour. Behind all the frantic noise we make to draw it out, in spite of the mad hustle and rush, I can still hear it. I can still hear it ticking. Mister! Can I have your autograph? Just write to my best buddy, Wally Sage. Sure there, little fellow. There's a whole town made of ceramic stuff. Little enameled gardens, I don't know. There's something perverted about it. Gnomes watching me undress, it's horrible. It's making me feel sick. Flex Mentallo's in trouble.
Take your best shot, Mentallium man. Which head would he rotate in attack mode? Which type of Mentallium would I have to contend with this time? Would it be Black Mentallium which induced coma? Would it be Shocking Peak Mentallium under the influence of which I was invariably invited to explore complex issues of gender and sexuality? Silver Mentallium which robbed me of my sense of humor? Or the uncanny ultraviolet Mentallium, the strangest of all the mystery metals? Had the power to turn me into anyone, complete with the whole life and memories affected by its rays. I could become a child in school in India, a soldier on parade, a woman reporter on a busy metropolitan newspaper, a criminal or a judge. And while under the influence of UVM, I always forgot that I had ever been a superhero. Was I a divorced woman trying to make ends meet in Idaho? A corrupt businesswoman in Paris? Must. Fight. Losing identity. Got to fight it. Who's fighting? Who am I? Who am I? A pop singer dying in an alleyway? Crushing rain in my fist? Squeezing it into liquid diamonds? What? Why do I have to keep talking? No one's gonna find me. I know you mean well, but I don't want to be found. It doesn't matter if I die here, well, I'll still be alive somewhere else. Endless parallel worlds, infinite versions of me. Somewhere I'm not a singer, I'm an office executive, or the father of a little girl, or a comic artist drawing this story. I can see myself in all time and places. I'm watching it all from my satellite headquarters. I can see the earth below, and it looks so familiar, it doesn't matter if I die. No, really, I don't want you to find me. I just want you to listen. You're a Samaritan. That's what you volunteered to do. Please just listen to me. I know it's boring, but it's the very last thing I'll ever say. The rain stopped now. I can't feel the rain. Is this a dream? Just a sad, pointless dream I've been having? Alone in my bedroom, teaching myself to draw superheroes, listening to Radio Liechtenstein, changing from a child to a teenager. Welcome to the Power Hour, featuring your right royal ruler, Ken King. Up there, can you see him? Look, it's a bomber. It's like thunder. If they just stop the traffic for 5 minutes, you hear its engine. It's a monster. It's got the cobalt bomb, a big blue egg of a thing. One bomb with the power to destroy the whole world. Look, you can see the lights above the clouds. Listen. They're counting on us not to listen. Stop the traffic. I'm not crazy. Stop the traffic for just 5 minutes. Please, somebody listen. I'm just trying to save the world. Just trying to do my job. Why is it so hard these days? I'm just trying to save the world. Just trying to do my job. Why is it so hard these days?
Will this be enough? This has gotta be enough, Crystal. That's beautiful, man. Look at that glow. I heard the rush is the most intense thing. It takes you right out of this world and into the place where you see everything that has happened, is happening, will happen, and couldn't happen. You see reality for what it is. Tiff, the imaginary story. Well, I heard it kills you, but you're not gonna listen to me, are you? This is the real story, babe. But hey, don't bother paying attention to what I say. Nobody ever listens to me. I'm sick of the real thing. Dirt and shit, going down on fat guys for a few dollars to buy a shitty hamburger, so you end up as fat as they are. That's if the world doesn't end. Sometimes I feel so low, like the last boy on earth, Tiffany. I don't want it real no more.
I sure wish I had my old crime-fighting buddies here to help me. The Atomic Pile, the Zipper, Mr. 45, and Romantic Rick. We'd have this one wrapped up in no time, and then we'd hang out in our HQ and have a few laughs. Maybe watch my favorite Martian. Too bad my friends are just characters in a kid's homemade comic book.
Well, hey, Muscles, looking for some hot action, babe? I start where your wife draws the line.
What? No, I'm sorry, I only ever loved one woman and she died. Another victim of a war against, well, something.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Listen, mister, my friend's in trouble. He's taking this new drug called Crystal. I think he's gonna kill himself, and you seem like a good guy. He's right down there.
Leave it to me, miss. As for you, I'd take care of there. There are a few rough-looking types around who may not take kindly to your individual style of dress.
I'll be careful, miss. This is too weird. Oh shit, don't do it, man. This shit is bad. They say it makes you feel like a Superman, but then you die. I'm not gonna die. Can't kill what's dead already. Shit, I don't want to see this shit. There's nothing. I thought there'd be a rush. I don't feel anything. Reality no more. Shit, I just remember how to turn on my solo vision. Watch out! I'm invulnerable! I'm big as a house! Wow, he burned me. I'm everything, everywhere, just a story. I'm making it up. It's me. I'm cosmically aware. Ugh! Shit, solo vision, shit. He burned me with solo vision.
Let me through. It'll be all right, don't worry. I'll get you to a hospital.
A million worlds. I saw it. A billion, me. Why my own eyes looking at me? I saw it.
What? What is it?
I was there. It's amazing. See through things. You can hear ice cracking in Alaska. God, the world's bigger for them. World's so big. There are words. We're like ants, just ants. It's the end of the world. They told me, look, see? It's the end of the world. They're coming back to save us.
Where? What is it? Who's coming?
Can't you see them? Everywhere. Listen. Oh shit. Sky's full of them. I can't look. Oh mama, I can't. They loved us. They've always loved us. They've come to save us all. They're gonna take me with them.
Wait. Listen. I've thought of something. An old man gave me a magic word on a piece of paper. If you say it, maybe it'll save you. It was... I know I had to be here. I don't believe this. I must have lost it.
They're coming. They're...
I must have lost it.
I've got a theory about comics, right? It all started back in the 30s and 40s, yeah? They call it the Golden Age collectors I'm talking about. It was pretty simple then. Muscle men in costumes, idealized masculine figurines, the Charles Atlas hard body, homoerotic wish fulfillment. Then came the Silver Age, when superheroes were reinventing, and that's when it started to get a bit weird.
Zip! Zoop!
Strange transformations, multiple realities, dreams, hoaxes. It was like the hard body began to turn soft. The masculine heroes becoming fluid and feminine, always changing shape. All that stuff was like a prophecy of the arrival of LSD on the streets of America. The comic writers and artists intuited the social transformation in their work. Am I making sense at all? I can't remember what I started to say. I don't like those big future head aliens. They were always fighting aliens in the Silver Age. What's going on in my head? All these stories. I can't talk fast enough to tell you all these stories. My skull's exploding. Ugh, those horrible old political bookshops with the pictures of the bomb on the front of the pamphlets. Hiroshima babies. I feel really sick. I think I've been affected by radiation. I think I'm some kind of mutant. Why didn't this superhero save us from the fucking bomb? I feel so sick. Why didn't they stop my mom and dad fighting? Who's in that wash house with me? I feel sick. Is that the pills I took? Am I dying now? Can you hear me? Whose hand am I holding? Sure, I've seen the guy.
You have? When? When was this?
I don't know. Yesterday, today, a year ago. Who gives a shit? This place, it's a magnet for every goddamn weirdo who ever lived. All I ever wanted was a nice bar with the regulars telling jokes like cheers. It's tears I got, not cheers. Tears of shame. Thank God my mother died still thinking I was a big shot. Christ, this place is like one madman after another. It's like a production line. It's like a nut factory. What is it with that guy? Is he some kind of burn victim? What's that shit on his face?
It's just a mask to hide his secret identity. He's a crime fighter. Did he say anything? Did he say where he was headed?
What? You think I memorized all the dumb conversation I hear in this shithole from Mad Men? Jesus, that's rich. Look, do you want a drink or don't you?
Milk. Just a cool glass of refreshing milk for me, barman.
Meow. Give it to me, lovely milk for Killer Kitten. God, deliver me from this shit. What have we here, Ed? Another hopeful applicant looking to join the Legion of Legions? I don't think he's got what it takes. You need real dedication to make the dream team, honey. I had my whole body tattooed. Like it? If I can't be a superhero, I'll be a supervillainess.
What did you say? The Legion of Legions?
Psst. The ultimate super team, honey. Lord Limbo, the gentleman gorilla. Rex Ritz and Sparkly, the glamour boy. The fact?
What?
I didn't say anything. And milk's for sissies. They're real, you know.
What?
They're real. The Superman. I saw him once in space. I was on the last Apollo mission. By the time I went to the moon, nobody gave a damn. But I saw him all right. Some things you never forget. I pissed in my suit. That sounds disgusting, I know, but the suits were designed to recycle that shit I was drinking it an hour later. You don't believe me, do you? Nobody believed me. No wonder I'm a goddamn drunk. Billy Graham would be a goddamn drunk if he knew what I know. They're spying on us from the satellite headquarters, see? Nowhere you can hide. You can be here right now. All I'm asking is for somebody to believe me right now. Don't you understand they walk among us unseen? In secret identities. They could be watching us right now. The Supermen are here. Why won't anyone believe me? Oh shit. Buy me a drink, big fella.
I was close. I was getting close. I was so close to the fact I could almost smell him, but I had no idea what my next move would be. Then I realized that what I was smelling was booze.
Psst, hey, cuss my palm of silver. I'll tell you the future.
Sure, that would help me out if you could. Sorry, I don't have any more on me. What happened to your face?
Sold it for a secret knowledge. Men call me the mystery pilgrim. Well, they used to anyhow. Now they just call me asshole, if they call me anything at all. Guess I just lost my way in the dark. But you're almost there, Flex. Couple of blocks from here. The fact found it. The way through. It's a teleport tube. Leads to the satellite HQ of Factory X and the Legion of Legions. For danger and despair and death on that road.
I'm looking for a friend. I'll take that risk. How do I know? But he was gone, leaving only a haze of alcohol fumes and an empty bottle. And above the noise of the traffic, the ticking of the doomsday clock was getting louder and louder.
It's the universe. It's moving in. I can't describe it. Like a soap bubble collapsing. Are you there? I can see them blurring in the corner of my eyes. Multiple universes converging. Oh, I wish I hadn't taken that acid. I feel, look. Oh, fuck, look. Stop. Wanted to stop. Who's holding my hand? The bomb. Ground zero on my head. I can't hear you. I'm scared. Collapsing into. I'm really scared. I'm shit. Who's with me? Not silver. Black. It's black. It's hell. I shouldn't have done it. It's taking me to hell.
Up next, Crisis on Earth Omega.